Hello crafty friends, today I'm going to make a fold-out ephemera holder using some of these beautiful printables from Nectar's Creations. The kit is called Romance and I've printed it with 2 per page so that they're a smaller size and easier to work with for this kind of project. I will put a link to this kit in the description box below. I then went through some of my scrapbook paper looking for a double-sided piece that would suit the printable so that I could use that as my base for the folder. You don't have to use printables or cardstock for this project. It will work just as well using just plain paper of a thicker GSM, maybe 100 or 130 GSM, and even just pictures from magazines or anything that you have in your craft stash. The great thing about printables is that they can be resized so you can print them to suit your project. I've just selected 4 images and I've trimmed them down with my trimmer. I'm not quite sure yet how many images I'm going to use, but it's a start. And as per usual, I don't really have a final plan. I have an idea in my head, but I will work it out as I create it and you will see that on camera. I will talk you through my thought process. My folder is going to be about 3 images wide, so I'm just going to trim it down. I'm not measuring anything, I'm just putting the image down and I'm going to trim with roughly a centimeter around, so there is some of the cardstock showing, and then I'm going to fold it into 3. If you want to be precise, you can measure this with a ruler, but I tend to eyeball these kind of projects. And that is our base for our file folder. To add some texture, and because I love threads flowing down in my vintage work, I have machine stitched all the way around each image. Just plain running stitch with white thread, and I've left a lot of the threads just hanging and loose on the edges. I'm now just working out where I'm going to position the images. Not every side of the file folder is going to have a vintage image. I'm also going to create some pockets. For this one, I'm using the coordinating cardstock. I'm using the reverse side and I'm just cutting it to fit the middle section of the folder. I'm also using this beautiful piece of vellum that has like a print of a vintage invoice on. I will put the links to these items below. This is available from Taperlogy and there is a discount code available too if you use my link. I have machine stitched the pockets into place. As this is an ephemera holder, we're going to have some more pockets because we need lots of pockets to keep all our goodies. This is just a piece of cardstock from a paper pad that has like vintage text, which I really like, and the color is vintagey too, so I'm just cutting a piece and machine stitching that too, and then just trimming off the edges. It's always easier to have a piece larger than what you need to sew so it doesn't slip under the foot of the sewing machine, and then you can trim it later. I have this mini envelope that I have coffee stained that I'm going to add somewhere too. I think it's perfect to hold little tickets or little tags. I have machine stitched that too. This project has a lot of machine stitching. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can most definitely glue all these elements down or use double-sided tape. I want to add some interest behind my pictures. I don't just want to stick them flat. I have these beautiful paper doilies that are also from Taperlogy that I'm going to use in the background. They're very delicate but really pretty, and I think will create a beautiful depth and some beautiful texture. I'm using a glue stick to stick these down very gently because they are quite fragile. I'm just placing glue everywhere and then I'm placing it onto my background paper. I'm leaving some of it to overlap at the top. I want it to stick out. I don't like my projects all to be neat and tidy. I do like overhang and some rough edges. I'm going to add another one on the other side. This one I'm going to cut in 2. I sort of just move things around and just try different elements until I'm happy with the composition and how it looks. I would really love if you subscribed to my channel. I have lots of videos like this. I also have art journaling videos. I have junk journal flip throughs and lots of tips and tricks. Also, don't forget to hit the little bell so you're notified every time I upload new content. I used a glue stick to attach my first vintage image. I later on used double-sided tape. For the others, you can use whatever you have and whatever is easiest for you. I'm now going to start filling the pocket so I can just see what else the project needs before I stick the other vintage images down. I'm using a combination of ready-made ephemera. Some of it is from Taperlogy, some is from Your Creative Studio. All the links will be in the description below. And I'm also using some Project Life cards that I have. I just like the colors. I think they suit well and they fit perfectly in the little pockets. Just put in whatever you have. You can hand make tags. You can just put little tickets, anything you have in your stash. I quickly made some tissue paper ruffles just using the old dress pattern just for the corner of my pocket that I'll put underneath the love die cut. Here I'm thinking how I'm going to close this envelope, but we'll get back to that. So I decided to keep my envelope closed using a large rose gold paper clip, and then to add some additional interest I'm putting a little die cut pink tag underneath the paper clip too. This is a piece of cardstock with some cute hearts on that I think suits the theme. I actually used some of that heart print paper in yesterday's video in my art journaling page. Now going to add the other two vintage images using the double-sided tape. I'm keeping a piece of the cardstock to bend over for the closure, and for that I want to decorate this piece. It's roughly 2 centimeters wide and I want to put a paper ruffle. So I'm going to create one with the tissue paper from a dress pattern. I like the vintage color that it has, and if you just crumple it up under your sewing machine, it makes a beautiful ruffle that I'm going to add to the tab of this file folder. And then just for fun, and it's because it's about love and romance, I have these small little pink hearts that are punched out of vellum that I'm just going to add into the little vellum pocket that you can sort of see them peeping through. Just a little bit of a fun and bright element. And now, because I didn't really plan the project, I just sort of started it and carried on and saw where it would take me. I hadn't thought about a closure. So everything's already stuck down. I can't really put anything underneath anything. So I thought the best way to create a closure would be very quick and easy. I have a piece of lace ribbon that I'm going to machine stitch onto the tab and then just wrap it around the folder twice and then just tuck it in. I have this beautiful 3D rose sticker that I think matches beautifully, and I really want to find a spot for it on this project. And then as I was tidying up, I found this Love die cut, which is a perfect color and a perfect size. So I'm going to attach that to my project too. Just adding some craft glue and putting it on the top left hand corner, which I think balances well with the flower that's at the bottom right. I really hope you enjoyed watching me create this ephemera folder from scratch, and I hope you were inspired to create your own. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.